So, me experimenting with my camera to get more professional, to get the picture more in gear, to get more in focus with what needs to be done. This is interdimensional crunch time. So we believe that the correctional date of the Mayan calendar, that will continue. It never ends. It just marks a certain spot. People have to understand that. It is here to assist in the ongoing process of energetics, pardon me, and where the human race is going. So June 3rd, 2012, deducting the leap years from the original Jose Arguelles calculation makes the how do you say, the not equinox, but the tipping point where the sun came from the lower realm and now it's going into the upper realm, and with its closure time basically. So one more time darkness will make its play to plague you, show you what you don't like, what you dislike. Some people will handle it lightly, some people will handle it tough. Some people will even go to the hospital. Like I had many cases where I look at patterns of good friends that I'm in communication with, and it's not just one. It's just I'm going over a pattern of a few people where I know it's kind of a barometer of where this goes. So fever close to 105, diarrhea, vomiting, excruciating pain. I had mine last week. Usually I have it a week before the wave actually really truly hits. And it was like back pain, like all your weak spots get crunched again, and it's like you're going through a meat grinder, you get pushed again. Pardon for a little bit of wind. If you hear that, that's, I can't do anything about the environment right now. And it's crunch time. Basically, we are being stretched and squeezed to peel the layers of darkness and viral infections out of our body. Whatever heating modality you do, it's all emphasized. I recommend clear your body, detox, but regular. Like I said in my Eating Right for Life video, is you don't detox 3 o'clock p.m. You do that in the morning intervals. But as darkness, or that what we have to face, which we don't want to face, I call it darkness, the unknown, what wants to be in the light, is there's going to be misinterpretations. There's going to be misunderstandings. There's going to be whatever your pain body suggests that you might see to manipulate you so you can feed. It's like a parasitic energy. It's like an attachment. That also has to do with the viral collective that is within your body. But it can't hold no more because your body is now you're in the middle of the process of holding more light, more and more light, more and more coming to you. Inventors will have crazy inventions and breakthroughs, such as I'm really accelerating, talking to a lot of powerful backup, protected on all angles and all levels, blowing up more towards me and my light technology, which will come forth. But for you also, if you have a dark path, it's the darkest right now. If you have a light path, it's getting lighter. As it gets brighter, polarities are even more in your face. So that even lead to breakups, split ups, divorce. Right now, if you follow your heart, if your heart says you're no longer in resonance with your partner, you got to keep it moving. Senseless, how do you say, I read articles, vlogs, I do my investigations, I sit online and I study, I go deep within. Let's say you end up in arguments with friends or partners that become senseless. You need to stop. It just turns into a wrestle match of a bickering and debating who's right or who's wrong. If there's an interference, it'll be very evident. One is quiet and another one will make ruckus. So if the one that makes the ruckus doesn't quiet, you'll be left alone. Very simple. And those who create ruckus and create drama and create all of that tension, because this is their cry for love, because they can't generate enough self-love, they don't feel seen, so they don't feel heard. So it turns into a screaming match, because literally your cells are not understanding what's being communicated. That also has to do with the moon interfering with the sun, your sunlight. The moon is an interference. Moon is not really, some aspects are not really furthering the transition, because it's like you're being cut every now and then, because as this blip goes through it, it's like yip, yip. It's like a skip in a record where the song skips. And it's, how it's unpleasant when you want to as a DJ mix a song and the song skips, you can't mix the beats. That has to do with weaving in and out the mixing of timelines to make the transition as harmonious and as smooth as possible. This is what we want to do. This is what I'm here to inspire for those that don't do it. That's why I'm here. And to further that out more, to project more clarity in consciousness, clarity in perception, being clear in what is your projection, what is your intent behind what you want to do, what motivates you to do the things you want to do. Does that make you money, or are you exploring something that doesn't make you money? Well, if you're exploring something that doesn't make you money, don't complain right now, because you need to find modalities where you find the balance, where you have the earthly existence. That's why you have created money in the first place. And it's not money is the root of all evil, or evil is the root of all money. Money is a thing that was created by the human race to figure out its integrity. And whoever misuses that will forever be the one known as they misused that. Those in hiding, they did that. That'll be forever recorded in the angelic scripts, in the Akashic records. Any institution to this day taking or making money out of integrity will be memorized for eternity. It will be forever. So now it's basically get your ducks in a row, get your sheeps out the rain, be awakened as possible, create shepherds out of sheeps so that we can get the others into safety. That's how we're crossing these dimensions. And crunch time means meat grinder, vice. You're being pushed to your limits. You're being pushed to the edge, because right now you have set that up for yourself. Can you handle that you're being embraced as everybody's going into this new light and is being embraced? Can you handle that? You're made for this, you're built for this. The higher the calling, the higher the pressure. If you have great things to do, you will be pressured. It'll be, yes, for some people painful. Everybody wants to hear that when I do readings, the sugar-coated stuff. I have to be blunt. If somebody does something out of integrity, you will face the consequence, ultimately. If you're in integrity, you'll also face the consequence, and it's getting stronger. Duality, the magic, the schools of magi of what you're doing is everything that you do will come back. So let's say you have people, lurkers, stalkers, or whatever you have on you. They are on you because you're apparently doing something. It's good to do something than nothing. But protect yourself. Be in the realms where you are okay. And again, sorry for the wind. Also social media. If you're overwhelmed with informational flux that's coming towards you, then step away from social media. Maybe you should meditate more time out. Maybe you should do general hikes with good friends and be at peace with yourself. That's what's being called for. Go to nature. Do not argue about petty stuff. If somebody doesn't have an acute, illness, there's no reason to go there. So as the wind is showing you the turbulences that can be, it's like, see it this way. There's been a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of misinformation going on the net. You have to go back into your heart, out of your brain, and see how does this feel. Is this clear? Is this unclear? What's my intent? Where am I going? Why am I doing this? Am I breathing heavy in reply to something that was said? Well, that's an emotional response that validates the argumentation. Am I breathing light? Am I being affected hardcore? That means I have weak spots there. People don't want to hear the word combat and it's all love and peace, but it's not all love and peace. We have still imbalances on earth. So you cannot run around, claiming to be the Messiah because you have some new knowledge and recite poems or regurgitate ancient books that are based on the old paradigm. This is a new paradigm, a new creation, a new shift, a new getting in gear, getting in clarity of what you're communicating, and stepping out of upsetting others because you have an opinion. That also goes out to the YouTube communities and the YouTube viewers. This YouTube thing is a gift, and it's free. And can you see how it's being misused by people attacking each other, creating hate campaigns? Should that be? If I, and I make this for the non-believers, if I would be an extraterrestrial race and I would watch you how you use the modalities of social media, I will sit back and wait before I contact you, because I would see that you're not fit and you're not ripe to be in contact with a higher dimensional aspect of yourself because you're behaving that way. So we are kids here. We are all kids on this planet, and we're all learning to grow up as a galactic citizen to be part of this greater community. And yes, we have neighbors. Without a question, we have neighbors. Like Italy, Spain, Germany, England, Bucharest, Bosnia with the famous pyramids, the Ukraine, Lithuania, Finland, and many, many, many more. Syria, see how what's happening in Europe right now. And we need to learn to live together. It doesn't matter what your belief structure is. The belief structure in the end is not required to know what works. So if somebody has a healing modality that works, know this is not based on any book that is written on how it's to be done. What we're now coming into is the age of knowledge. What works? What is a modality that is applicable? And that is what we will assign to this future, creating this new world and this new realm. And this is basically realizing the new being realistic sense of this is how we put this together, this is how this makes sense, this is how we create. So as it's crunch time, I suggest eat light, think light, stay out of trouble, don't go to any demonstrations, don't sign any petitions right now. Check your life, your love, what you're doing for yourself, how you treat yourself, and how you love yourself. And then you can attract those that in respect of that what you emanate. Yeah, you can say, well, I didn't attract that stalker penetrating me, coming with derogatory things, threatening me, cursing at me. Well, maybe the stalker was attracted to you because you're developing a sense of self-love. So I say, don't give up, believe in yourself, continue your mission. Everybody that's out there has a voice. We can all speak, we can all get together, we can all work together and see the picture. Like in the movie, it's called Allegiance, where there's an elusive sphere that disconnects the old world from the new world. In the new world, the projected new world says these are the genetic deficient ones and there's a pure one. And so we give you barcodes to make you, these are the pures and these are the impures, so that we have racism again. They are the asleep ones and they are the awakeful ones, or about to be awakened. Don't make a mistake to think that you're awakened because you're getting a few symbols and you have contact and beings are coming and you're communicating. You're beginning to wake up. This is like right now 7:30 in the morning for us right now. This is crazy time. So step by step, we're waking up into seeing auras, receiving energy, clearing our chakras, and it's going to be, if you don't find a healing modality, it's going to be done automatically. So if something is clogged, it's going to hurt when it's going to unclog. I spoke to some people, and it's a whole an array of people that went to violent diarrhea and puking and going to the doctors, temperature spikes. Even in my family, when I call Germany, they go into stuff and fights and argumentation, whether it's you argue, it's external, or it's internal. The body just has this pain. I had an excruciating sciatic nerve out of nowhere. I thought, like, for a moment, like somebody stabbed me. It's over now. It feels really weird, but it's like a cruncher where you get pushed into a certain energy spectrum, and then you come back out of it and you're like, what was that? That is normal. This is as the energy transformation takes place. You're being pushed, you're being crushed right now. Your old belief systems are being crushed. You get headaches because your synapses are ultimately connected to these neuronic connectors, okay? And when they do this, they unplug. And many of them, let's say in a region of your left hemisphere, which is the logic, and it boom, 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 well, your frontal lobes will hurt because you're being restructured. The sunlight that hits you with the best of its ability, going through the layers of distortion, you're being changed. So what we're trying to basically do is help you to cruise through this fog barrier reef with a certain type of interdimensional sonar of a mental and emotional compass. And that is like this. Your emotional body is this. It's like when you're flying a plane. and your mental compass is this. So is your Merkabah field connected to that. So when you're doing this, you're creating static. Static is like an inverted Merkabah black hole. You attract all the negative aspects because the polarization forces you to actually get in gear. So when you get positive, that means I'm not perfect either. When stuff that riles me up, I have to really learn where am I, how does that feel, how do I adjust myself. So when the emotional body adjusts and the mental body finds the center, and you're centralizing your energy into your central self, in your central force, central line, and you move your central line into a center line. It's just like in Wing Chun, when in combat, which is kind of a little bit of a combat of self. You learn to balance. You stand in balance, and then you know where you are. Back pain means the weight of the world. I don't know where I'm standing. Everything weighs on my shoulders, so the shoulders can hurt, back can hurt. Lower back, it's like ultimately your root connection to, like, it's like an interdimensional tripod, your 2 legs and then the root out of your little tail. That's the druid tail. You want to root that in, breathe, relax your knees. If you have the ocean close by, go to the ocean, take salt bath, floating tanks, saltwater tanks, a jacuzzi, hot water bath, steam rooms, sweat lodge. Find those modalities now to push it out. It makes the cleansing process that's also automatically, you can say, cosmic choreography going on, helps you to find your central balance. And this is ultimately for you to find an orientation, to be calm, to also put good information into you, not to ignore bad information, but if there's bad information that you don't have to actually fish or go for. It's like saying, like, if there's an energetic shootout, why would you go and observe the shootout? You might end up getting shot. So if there's hot corners, even with authority figures, why would you drive around there to instigate anything when everything is okay with you? Even geographically, you have to ask, where am I living? How's the water? How is the air? How is my neighborhood? And reevaluate, moving to where there's more peace by statistics and what the geographic lines are telling you where you should be going. It'll come, I'm just saying it out loud, but people will feel it. There will be a migration taking place at some point because people will feel you will be drawn to places either for contact, nodal points, or more peaceful suburban areas, because the big cities are really, the fields are collapsing. You will see what's happening, and you have to ask yourself, do you want your kids to go through this without the defense when they go to school or whatever that is? And that is really, and I know some of you have thought about it, this is coming up. You can also, I think it's called Astro Advisor or astro.com. Check the astrological ley lines according to your sign. I was in Berlin and I was right on a Saturn line, and it directly translated into suffering, hard work, trying to break the mold. And when I moved to Arizona, I'm close to a Neptunian and Jupiter, the sun line. I have all the lines that are actually profitable for, and I'm not talking in the materialistic sense, it's in healing modalities, energy, anything that needs to be set up to follow your destination and your path. I have all the lines around me. And you want to be close to those lines that are actually in harmony according to your, zodiac sign. Your zodiac sign is linked to planetary lines that make life better for you. Like if you're in a place where you can't get any job, or you go from job to job and you're struggling, you're on a wrong planetary line, or you're in a wrong neighborhood, or you're in a wrong parcel, or longitude and altitudes. I wish there was somebody out there in astrology that would give you exactly the longitude and altitude. I had mine actually transmitted through my interdimensional contact. I was literally told 111. 111. Longitude and altitude for nodal points, the 111. And I didn't pay that no attention. I paid attention to the astrological signs and ley lines that I needed. And when I moved in between the lines to have an ideal point where I was, I realized when I used the compass on my iPad, it said 111. So this longitude that goes through here is the 111. So I'm right on the money. I'm right on the dot. And things is like almost miraculously aligning themselves. All I have to do is adjust myself to the wave as it comes to me. If you're not in your purpose state or your purposeful alignment, it is just going to be harder for you to align to what you need to be doing. So hopefully this helped you a little bit, made it cool. and groovy. Consciousness is the new, that's what's up, that's what's happening. Get with it. Like Bashar said, if you want to act up while everybody marches to cross the hill, you get left behind. We're not babysitting anymore. Everybody's grown up enough to get up and move their little their beautiful behind, to move into the modality of their expertise to reach the apex of the destiny. Understanding the pinnacle of potential. Knowing that you're the authority of self, that you're a master in the making. You're a God, Goma Asduba, unique, creative, and strength. You are in that image of creation. There shall be no difference. There never was and is. You're part of a source spark, and we're finding our way home. And this is the way. So it shall be. More on this on the flip side. Peace. You want me to leave? Nah. I'm gonna stay. Let's rock this. I trust in you. I love you very much, and thank you once again. Arcturus Ra signing off.